Government shutdown, don't threaten Trump with a good time. Let's check it out. Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. In what might be their dumbest move yet, Democrats shut down the U.S. government overnight, refusing to even vote for a clean, continuing resolution to just buy more negotiating time. The decision appears to have been made by Chuck Schumer, desperate to hold off a far-left coup from the socialist wing of his party. Schumer ignoring a New York Times poll that proved that voters didn't at all buy their ridiculous claims that the shutdown was necessary to save health care. Two-thirds of Americans realizing the claim was ridiculous, saying that this was not worth a government shutdown. The government was actually shut down because Democrats demanded a budget that reclaimed all of the wasteful spending Republicans have managed to cut over the last 8 months, including, yes, paying for the health care of illegal immigrants in this country, which is something that if you stand it alone and you put a poll against it of how many people think we should be doing this, it is another one of those 90-10 issues. Who on earth thinks that we should be paying out of our paychecks for the health care of millions of people that have just bum rushed this country under Joe Biden? Who thinks that? Nobody thinks this. And it was explained very well today that that's exactly what's happening by J.D. Vance. Take a listen.
There are various ways in which the Biden administration waved away illegal immigration status. They gave parolees, they gave asylum claims to people who weren't really claiming asylum. And when they waved the magic wand of amnesty, giving millions of people legal status, even though they were in the country illegally, they also gave those people access to health care benefits.
And there you go. It was a great explanation of exactly how they've managed to do this. And Speaker Johnson says in that White House meeting with the president yesterday in the Oval Office, Schumer himself was demanding health care for illegals. Even on that specific subject, he made that demand. Schumer is now completely beholden to the most radical ideas of his own party. Here was this same man not that long ago.
Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. I urge support of this amendment. If you believe you want to stop fraud in immigration, you have no choice but to support this amendment. We must create a system that converts the current flow of primarily low-skilled illegal immigrants into the United States into a more manageable and controlled flow of legal immigrants who can be absorbed by our economy. Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
16 years ago, that last soundbite under Barack Obama as the president. What happened? What happened to this country? How did an entire political party so quickly decide to absolutely abandon working for the good of the people who put them in power? How is anybody supposed to negotiate with these people when you know that they thought that way not that long ago and now they think this way? And now they've just adopted this, again, Western suicidal liberal mentality that we must just burn the whole thing down out of appeasement for our sins. Schumer's position is absolutely insane. Illegal health care, and then also on top of that, bringing back funding to PBS and NPR, which of course are their propaganda news sites that they use to prop up their ridiculous agenda, to make these lunatic ideas seem mainstream and sensible. You need media that will push it out to the people and say, this is the way it ought to be. We should be paying for the health care of everybody in the world. Also returning all the ridiculous waste cut by Doge, paying for trans frog research in Zimbabwe, things like that. These are the demands. It's not hyperbole. This is what they want back. So it's no wonder that Hakeem and Schumer are being mocked so hard by the president in this moment. Did you see the photos? These are great. There's Hakeem in the Oval Office, and Trump says, here you go, clowns. Have a couple Trump 2028 hats. Punking them so hard, and it is so deserved. And last night, the president popped off another one of these AI videos mocking just how ridiculous the Democrat negotiating position on this issue actually is. Take a look.
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear, bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
Yeah, you gotta love it. And they just keep screaming racism. Keep crying wolf with racism. Nobody cares anymore. Somebody claims something's racist now, it probably means it's true. The vice president says if Hakeem gets serious, the insults will stop.
I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist, and I know that he said that, and I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican-American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did not actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache?
Pointing out, again, just how ridiculous the response to this is. And he's exactly right. These are jokes. These memes are not offensive to anybody normal. Hakeem is pretending to be offended because he's getting so properly called out for this absolutely ridiculous behavior and the ridiculous hill that they are dying on this issue. We must preserve what? The waste of our healthcare dollars on illegal immigrants in a country that has this kind of debt? Just going to be perpetually falling into bankruptcy forever? We're never going to fix any of this. We're just going to keep spending money like it grows on trees. They must be embarrassed, and they deserve the humiliation of these ridiculous memes. Today, Jeffries tried to go out there. They're scrambling now and claim Republicans are actually the radicals. Take a look.
For decades, Republicans have consistently shut the government down as part of their efforts to try to extract and jam their extreme right-wing agenda down the throats of the American people.
Extreme right-wing agenda, trying to cut waste and fraud and illegal immigration out of healthcare spending as our country just barrels toward $40 trillion in debt. We'll be there before you know it. And now let's get to the obvious upside of this insane decision by Democrats to shut down the government, and that is the clear opportunity to cut some of this bloated government tumor out of Washington, D.C., which you could tell if you watched the way Trump talked about this for the last couple of days. He was very excited about the possibility of doing, and everybody in Washington is. The budget director, Russ Vought, already is making these moves. He's withholding $18 billion in federal infrastructure projects, 2nd Avenue subway, work on a tunnel here in New York as well, from New York as they investigate and will, of course, find that there will be DEI involved in the contracting of this massive job in some way or another. Everything that they do, especially in the public sphere here, has this stuff all over it. And the executive order from Trump bans anything like that because it is discriminatory and it is unconstitutional. So that's cut. Vought also, or at least it's held, investigating, likely to be cut. Vought also did cut $8 billion in green funding in multiple states as well. Think about how much money that is going to states for all this green energy nonsense that they usually use to pump into there, and then they bring it right back into their coffers through donations from these green energy companies. $8 billion. Maybe the most deranged decision yet by congressional Democrats. They shut down the government to teach government-hating Republicans a lesson. All right, Senator Eric Schmitt joins us now. Sir, good to have you on. I want to start with the cuts from OMB, and these are cuts in New York we've heard about. We've also heard about some green cuts as well. Is this just the beginning as this shutdown continues?
Yeah, I mean, it's day one of the Schumer shutdown, and the Democrats had a choice last night. And again, today, we actually voted on it again, and they chose to shut the government down. So anything that happens after this is on them. I mean, the ball's squarely in their court. It's a clean continuing resolution. It's a clean CR, meaning there isn't anything partisan about it. They're trying to add all this, $1.5 trillion worth of wasteful spending and for taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal immigrants and health care for illegal immigrants. It's ridiculous. So, so eventually here the government's going to have to save money because it's going to run out of money. They've been clear they want to pay the military, law enforcement. Those are the priorities. But there's some, I think, illegal DEI activity in the contracts in New York that were cited. And then the Green New Deal spending, I think, similar issues. So I think they're sort of combing through these contracts, and the ones that have constitutional issues or legal issues, that's what's going to be kind of first to go. And the Democrats will have a decision again on Friday to vote to fund the government again. And Rob, here's the deal. Like, we're going to keep doing this and offer them an off-ramp on the clean CR over and over and over. And the American people are going to judge who's doing this, and it's the Democrats. It's pretty obvious.
It's a little funny that, they obviously know that there's a pretty healthy disdain for the size of government and the scale of our government after what we saw with Doge and what we saw how this administration started 8 months ago. So it's a little funny that they've basically just said, okay, let's shut the government down, and have given Republicans this incredible opportunity to start slicing away, which is what it seems to be. And I mean, Russ Vought is saying that federal cuts are going to be, federal layoffs are going to be starting here in the next day or so. I mean, this is kind of a perfect opportunity to do a lot of these things, isn't it? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some opportunities to find greater efficiencies. There's no doubt about that. And the truth is, once the government shuts down and the legislature doesn't do its job, which the Democrats are preventing us from doing the job, all that power then shifts the executive branch to make sure that you have core functioning, that Social Security checks go out, that Medicaid is, the things that people rely on, the outward facing stuff for real people. These DEI contracts and Green New Deal stuff that's a legacy of the Biden stuff, they're going to look very closely at that. So it shows you, Rob, how irrational this really is for the Democrats. There's really nothing that can explain it except for this, which is they're afraid of or they've essentially capitulated to their radical left base, and Chuck Schumer's afraid of AOC.
Yeah, well, I think that's what a lot of it is that Schumer, and I don't know why he just doesn't retire. I mean, he's older than dirt, but he's still fighting to keep that seat for some reason. And I mean, this was, I think, one of the all-time dumb decisions to say, okay, Republicans, we're going to give you a government shutdown. I mean, to a party that wants to slice the hell out of government and make it smaller, we're going to give you a shutdown. I couldn't believe they did it. They keep saying that they're trying to save rural hospitals. They're trying to prevent this Republican health care crisis. What are they talking about when they make that claim?
Well, there's a great irony in that statement, is that in the one big, so basically what they want to do, Rob, is repeal all the rescissions that we did where we defunded NPR. They want that money back. Guatemalan sex changes, DEI in Burma. They want all that money to flow again. Right. And they want to reverse the one big beautiful bill. And ironically, in the one big beautiful bill, we had a $50 billion safety net for rural hospitals, so that they could actually then make sure that we're sort of strengthening that safety net. They're ripping all that away. So they're talking out of both sides of their mouth. They want to interject these hyper-partisan healthcare issues in a clean funding bill. What traditionally happens when either side tries to inject that in just a government funding bill, the solution ultimately is a clean CR, which is exactly what they have in front of them. So I think this is more grandstanding. It's certainly not governing. And it's an effort to show that they're fighting Trump, even though their strategy here is a disaster.
But there's nothing that's going to make health care more expensive that they're trying to avert with this. I mean, is that just hyperbole? I mean, what is it that they're alluding to? Because they keep saying that line, and it's working.
Well, they want to bring into this, Obamacare COVID-enhanced subsidies in the ACA. And the truth of the matter is, you can have that debate just like we ought to have debates on all kinds of things, like the NDAA. You don't interject that in a clean CR funding issue, right? Like, they're trying to pull this stuff in, but I'm not convinced that's the real issue. I think they're just trying to show that they're putting up a fight against, the ultimate threat to democracy that they call Donald Trump. They haven't accepted the results, Rob, of last year's election, and that's what this whole thing's about.
And they won't for the next 3.5 years either. Senator Schmitt, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Take care, Rob.
All right, our Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, is also the founder of the America First Policy Institute, so she knows this stuff very well, and it's good to see you back on the show. Is this a chance, is this being seen as a chance to make some much-needed cuts to this bloated government, this shutdown that was handed to Republicans by Democrats?
Well, it's great to be on with you, Rob, as always. Here's what I would say. I love listening to your conversation with Senator Schmitt. You talked about my dear friend Russ Vought, who is just a remarkable brain, really, you know, sort of the intellectual horsepower for our side of the ledger. And he has been effectuating the president's vision on this, that at the end of the day, we are working to keep the government open, to keep our streets and communities safe, to ensure that our fires can be fought by our firefighters, that important programs like WIC for mothers, infants, children will continue, and the left is playing games. But, Rob, to your point, it is another opportunity for us to ensure, whether it's the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is one of the largest agencies at almost 100,000 employees, this gives us another opportunity to look and see, are we operating at our highest and best level for the American people? So it checks a bunch of boxes. Listen, we want the government open. We want the Democrats to do what they did the last 13 times. Just 6 months ago was the latest time. Let's get the government moving. But if not, let's use this opportunity, one more shot, to make sure that we're doing what we promised the American people we would do.
I want to play Schumer on the floor of the Senate earlier today. Take a listen.
Republicans need to get serious and start actually addressing the looming crisis and reopen the government. Now, why has all of this happened? Why are we here on October 1st? Because Republicans have tried to stick us with a partisan CR that fails to protect Americans' health care and does nothing to fix the health care mess that they created.
What health care mess did Republicans create? I'm still trying to square that one.
Well, who knows? Listen, the Schumer shutdown is in full effect, right? The Democrats have decided to play political games. They are losing. They're at their lowest approval rate in almost 4 decades. The president is at his highest approval rate. The American people know what we're trying to do. I've traveled to more than half the states in just a little under 7 or 8 months. The people are with us. And even though we're realigning the entire world economy right now with the new tariff approach, even though we're, went through the One Big Beautiful Bill, all these pretty significant changes are underway, but they are working and they know what we're doing is working and they're panicked. So so whatever he's saying, it makes zero sense. It's not realistic, rational, or reasonable, and they know that they're in a free fall and they're trying to figure out a way out of it.
Yeah. This won't help. Whatever they're trying. I mean,
no.
the messaging here, and again, I can't imagine if you took a poll of people, or if you asked people, like, here, you got a paycheck. Here's your $5,000 paycheck. How much of that would you like to spend for illegals to have health care in your country? And I can't imagine anybody is going to say any amount of money. And that's why it's just amazing that they want to pick this fight. I want to ask you really quick before I let you go about tariffs. The president announcing earlier he's going to give a portion of tariff revenue, which has been quite substantial. He says a small portion of it will go to farmers that have been hurt by these trade negotiations with China, which is likely to be the toughest negotiation we have, saying that China is refusing to buy our soy. So China knows how to manipulate. They know how to go after the weak spots, and they're making a move here. Can you talk about that and how concerned you are about soy farmers in this country?
Yeah, I was with the president earlier in the Oval Office. We were talking about this. He remains resolute, and it's so encouraging to see his love. And it isn't for the cameras, it's not for the rallies. It is a true love and dedication to the people that he knows feed and fuel and clothe the nation and, frankly, the world. And he's always calling me. We're always talking about the farmers. Back when he decided to basically launch Liberation Day to realign the whole world economy around American products, which for far too long we had been bowing at the altar of other countries' economies and other countries' tariff approach, that would be no longer. But we knew there would be a time of uncertainty, especially with big buyers of a lot of our commodities, and China is the biggest. So today we talked about it again. He said, Brooke, you let those farmers know. I'm going to let them know. I am going to stand with them, and that the importance of standing with them during this bridge time was at the top of his list. So we will continue to do that through offsets regarding the tariff money. But as we move into next year, Rob, all of these new deals, almost all of them center around our American agriculture products, from Japan to the UK to the EU to Indonesia to the Philippines to Taiwan, which was just announced, and more announcements coming. I'm encouraged. I'm worried about our farmers, but I know once we get through this period, it is going to be an unprecedented time of prosperity for these most important of all Americans.
Well, this is exactly why nobody changes the things that need to be changed in this country, because there's some kind of there's a painful period that you have to go through before you get the prosperity. You got to go through kind of a tough phase. This is it, and everybody's worried about that moment, and we're in that moment right now. Madam Secretary Brooke Rollins, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rob.
Hamas has less than 48 hours to accept Trump's peace deal. So it's getting very interesting. What is going to happen? We're going to analyze that next.
Just before Charlie Kirk died, he issued a stark warning of terrifying dangers ahead. Charlie wrote this in the foreword for the new book, Pagan Threat, by Pastor Lucas Miles. Charlie said that Pagan Threat could save America and that you must read and share this book. A #1 Amazon bestseller, Pagan Threat is available everywhere. Get Pagan Threat free with Newsmax's special offer and save $30. Go online today and read Charlie's final words.
Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. Most investors believe their IRA, 401k, and bank accounts are reliable and safe. But what if our economy becomes so dire that you're restricted from accessing your own money? The fact is that should your bank be in trouble for holding bad loans, the burden could fall on you to help bail them out. Even more concerning is that U.S. financial regulations allow banks to impose withdrawal limits on your hard-earned savings. But there's something you can do about it. Our team at Swiss America has a report called The Secret War on Cash. Learn how to protect yourself with assets that can remain outside the control of banks and other financial institutions. For over 40 years, Swiss America has been one of the most trusted metal firms in the country. So don't wait. Call or text the number on your screen today for financial peace of mind in these uncertain times.
Doctors' Preferred Liver Defense is doctor-developed to support your natural detox function with clinically validated, triple-tested key ingredients to energize and renew your liver. Find Liver Defense in the supplement aisle at Walmart. Doctors' Preferred. Better science, better results.
1 second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car. Okay.
You need Carvana. Entering plate number. No accidents, right?
No.
Generating offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
Welcome back. The White House confirming earlier President Trump's 72-hour deadline from Monday for Hamas to accept his Gaza peace deal is, in fact, running out. Arab mediators say that Hamas is now asking for more time, indicating that they're likely to go along with this, but they want more time, which means, of course, the stalling has begun. We see this all the time. But Qatar, or I should say Hamas, doesn't have many moves here. The terror group cannot survive without Qatar, and the Qataris are on board with this deal. Trump signing an executive order this week vowing to defend Qatar's integrity, treating any strike on Qatar as a threat against the United States. So it almost looks like Qatar is like in NATO now, according to the president. That's interesting. After asking Netanyahu to apologize to Qatar for that strike against Hamas leaders inside of their country. So this is how he's kind of 3D chessed his way to getting Hamas kind of cornered here. They don't really have many moves to make. Victoria Coates is the Heritage Foundation's Vice President for National Security. Marshall Billingslea is a former special presidential envoy for arms control at the State Department. It's good to have you both on. Victoria, Hamas is going to want to stall. I don't think they're going to do this, but do they have any options?
Well, they're going to try to do this, Rob, but I think they might look back into the spring when Iran tried to do something similar and string the president along and try to play for time and get to some kind of diplomatic negotiation. And when the president's deadline was up, they were visited by some B-2 bombers. And that was fairly decisive, and we haven't heard much from them since. So I think for Hamas, they need to realize this is different this time. We have 20 Arab Muslim majority countries that have all lined up behind this plan, supporting President Trump's leadership, urging Hamas to take this. They don't have any defenders at this point. So I think the jig is up for Hamas. They can either take this or wait and see what Israel's going to dish out.
Marshall, what do you think happens?
Well, I agree with Victoria, and you were exactly right, Rob, to highlight the fact that Qatar is on board with the president's 20-point plan. And of course, Qatar continues to allow Hamas leadership to live high on the hog in the country. But two other key countries have also signed up to this, Turkey and Egypt, where other Hamas leaders live in luxury. So if Hamas refuses to sign on to this deal, my hope is that they will be immediately expelled by these countries, and the Mossad will immediately hunt these people down.
And do you think that that's, Victoria, do you think that's a possibility? I mean, I guess my question is if, my feeling is that Hamas wouldn't take this, right? Because I just can't see them just giving up. But if they don't, can we finally kill this group? Can we kill the leadership of this group and get rid of this cancer?
No, that's exactly what's different this time, Rob, is they don't have their cheerleading squad in the Arab League saying, you know, persist, struggle. And also, I mean, no one has asked the Palestinians living in Gaza what they think. There was some interesting reporting at the beginning of this week that they were very hopeful about this plan. They looked at the plan and they thought, this is a pretty good plan. This leads to us being able to create something, being able to build a secure, prosperous future. If that's the case, then why is Hamas being given a veto here? This makes no sense if they just don't have any backers. So I do think we are in a kind of an end game here. We can see how this could play out. But it's different this time.
And Marshall, I mean, amnesty. I mean, it's for some of the worst people in the world. They would, if they walk away and lay down their arms, they just get amnesty and they move to other Arab countries. That seems pretty wild too.
Well, I mean, you know, these things come and go. These amnesties, you know, are given and sometimes they hold. And sometimes these terrorists, it's just in their DNA that they return to the kind of behaviors of the past, in which case they become fair game again.
Yeah.
But I think we're in a real pivotal moment here. Gaza City is largely encircled. The Israelis are ready to go in and finish this off. It'll be difficult. They'll go literally city block by city block. But if Hamas does indeed agree to the president's plan, it's a very clever plan. It articulates a sort of a phased withdrawal of the Israelis. They pull back, but then the hostages must be released. Let's remember that there are 48 hostages, of which 20 we think are still alive. And of course, Rob, one other thing that's just important to stress to your viewers, but we're now approaching the second year anniversary of when Hamas started all this. When they attacked Israel, they killed 1,200 people. They injured 5,000. They killed 40 Americans in that attack and took 12 hostage. So Hamas brought this on themselves, and they deserve what they get.
I wonder if Netanyahu kind of hoping that Hamas doesn't take the deal so he can do what he wants to do. Victoria and Marshall Billingsley, thanks so much. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
It appears we have another woke pope.
As someone who says that I'm against abortion, but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life.
My employees and I want to thank all of you at Newsmax for your continued support of MyPillow. It's because of you and the grace of God that we're making it through. And to thank you, we're bringing you the best offers ever. Get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, now only $29.88. Our My Towels are finally back in stock. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. Towels that actually work. What a concept. And for the first time and the only time ever, you're going to get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queen $17.98, King's only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code when you order today. Inventory for these offers are extremely limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Last year, America's leading wireless provider spent $12 billion on advertising and promotions. That's billion with a B. Pure Talk, they hired me to make their commercials on my iPhone. Consequently, they can offer you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Yeah, you can keep paying for those billion-dollar ad campaigns if you want, or you can start saving some real money when you switch to Pure Talk. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
I'm Arthur Lee, inventor and CEO of LifeVac, but most importantly, I'm a dad first.
Over 10 years ago, I watched my dad design and build the first LifeVac in our garage. Now, that device has saved thousands of lives.
The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
It's a device that saved my son's life.
A choking accident can happen anywhere. Order your LifeVac now.
Don't wait another minute. A life might depend on it. Go to lifevac.net or call 877-543-3822.
Vehicle breakdowns are costly, but with Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call now.
For plant-based, healthy blood pressure support, there's one brand at Amazon that stands above the rest. It's Superbeats by Human, the #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended beet brand for heart health support. Find out how to get a free month with your first order at livehuman.com.
My name is Mike Hammond, founder of Signal Relief. Much of my career has been working in construction, and I love the outdoors and horses. That active lifestyle is what has caused my body to hurt. I didn't want to let this affect my family or my life, and that's what motivated me to create a team to build the Signal Relief patch. Clinically shown that over 85% felt relief in just 72 hours, with almost half feeling significant relief in just 15 minutes. It's drug-free, reusable, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. Whether it's your neck, back, knee, shoulder, or just aches and pains, this patch can give you your life back. When I gave my best friend a patch with tears in his eyes, he said it was the first time in 16 years he did not hurt. Join the hundreds of thousands who found relief. I'm asking you to try the Signal Relief patch today by going to our website. If you're thinking about buying, it means you need one. You have nothing to lose. I promise the patch works.
Welcome back. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin forced to decline a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Archbishop of Chicago after a major Catholic community backlash. More than 40,000 Catholics signed a petition opposing the honor for Durbin, as he has been such a fierce pro-abortion radical for years, despite being a Catholic. Again, just like Pelosi and just like Biden, it's weird that these people think they're Catholic. The new Pope, Leo XIV, chiming in on all of this. It seems like a layup for him. How can somebody be Catholic while they sit there and fight politically to allow elective abortions of babies all the way up until birth, which is the most barbaric anti-Catholic thing I can even think of? But Leo is apparently drunk on the same ideology as most of the Western liberals. Here's his response.
I think that it's very important to look at the overall work that a senator has done. It's important to look at many issues that are related to what is the teaching of the church. Someone who says I'm against abortion but says I'm in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. Someone who says that I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants who are in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life.
That's a hell of a statement there from the Pope, and Father Frank Pavone joins us now. So now we're equating the casual killing of a child just before birth because it's more convenient for the mother with executing somebody who's taken another life, which is eye for an eye as I receive it. And it's also, and we're equating that also with if you don't want to allow open borders into your country, that's the same as being as abortion. I mean, that's a wild take. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Rob, and it's not only a matter of Catholic teaching, right? It's a matter of common sense. And we have statements from John Paul II, for example, from all the American bishops also saying that if a politician can't defend the unborn, then his positions on other issues, no matter how right they might sound, are false and illusory. Those were the words of John Paul II. And the U.S. bishops said in a document, 1998, that it renders suspect the rightness of their positions on other issues. So Durbin just cannot have his cake and eat it too. And as far as Pope Leo, you know, we got to stop this magisterium by journalism. What I mean is, he was asked a question by a journalist, and it was a question of, oh, how do you feel about this situation? What the Pope feels is beside the point. We're not bound to agree with what the Pope feels about something. And yet we constantly have this situation. A journalist will ask a question, very often from a left-wing perspective, and then we have these controversies explode. No, you can't equate abortion with any of these other things. Inhuman treatment of immigrants. What's he talking about? The Democrats? They're the only ones guilty of inhuman treatment of immigrants. Yeah. And by the way, we don't have legal clinics chopping off the heads of immigrants. We do have legal clinics chopping off the heads of babies.
Yeah, it's and can I just say, I'm not a Catholic, but it seems to me that that in some cases they kind of bend the word of God to kind of whatever's fashionable in that moment. You know, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's almost like you can kind of like, well, let's look at it this way, and it kind of, you know, I feel like that's not good, and that's not going to help you recruit people back to the church.
This is a temptation for every believer. It's a particularly dangerous temptation for the clergy. Those who are preaching the word of God are not preaching their own message. Even Jesus said, my teaching is not my own. So we've got to we as the people of God know what the gospel says, right? We know our faith, whether Catholic or Christian of any denomination. Let's speak up. You mentioned about the petition. We want to urge people to continue to speak up, even though Durbin's not going to get the award. ProLifePetition.com is where they can go. Unless we, the people, raise our voices, this kind of, it's really carelessness on the part of pastors, whether it's all the way up to the Pope or down to your local pastor, it's going to continue. We've got to speak up.
Yeah. And then the video on the screen right there as we let you go, Father, is the Pope blessing a block of ice at a climate change event at the Vatican, too. So I don't know. I give up at this point. Father Frank Pavone, good to see you.
Always good to see you, Rob. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Wait till you see how the Atlantic covered the Trump-Hegseth military speech this week. That's next.
Hello, everyone. It's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president. Get your watch today at GetTrumpWatches.com. These make a great gift. It's Trump time.
The buy one, get one free sale is happening right now at Cabinets to Go. Come in today and choose from a huge selection of popular color and style combinations that are sure to wow. And here's the best part. Our expert designers will help you get started with a free 3D design. It's never been easier or more affordable to bring your dream kitchen to life. Visit CabinetsToGo.com to find a store near you and come in today for big savings during our buy one, get one free sale. Cabinets to Go, designed to wow.
Drop is finally here. Drop delivers the weight loss benefits of GLP-1 injections in easy-to-use oral drops, no needles.
That's right. The two big drawbacks with weight loss injections are high costs and weekly injections. Drop is flavorless and odorless, so you can just add it to water or your favorite beverage. Drop offers other advantages over injections too. With Drop, you can personalize your dosage based on your weight loss goals.
And because you add Drop to any liquid, there's no concern about injection site infections, bruising, or dosage confusion.
Drop is the easier, safer, cost-effective alternative to help you achieve your weight loss goals without the needles.
Can't find it anywhere? The Wellness Company has it. No consultation needed. Simply order online and use promo code SLIM to save $100. Visit dropthepounds.com/slim. That's promo code SLIM at dropthepounds.com/slim.
Tommy Copper's shoulder support bra will be your new favorite.
I love how I feel when I wear it.
Available in 2 styles you'll want to wear every day. For all-day comfort.
I'll take all the help I can get.
The bra you've been waiting for.
It's my secret weapon for more confident posture.
Tommy Copper will have you feeling confident and comfortable all day.
Why would I wear any other bra?
Upgrade your bra. Go to TommyCopper.com and save 40% site-wide today.
Nature made fruits and vegetables whole for a reason. When you isolate nutrients, you lose the teamwork that makes them powerful. At Balance of Nature, we prepare and freeze-dry the produce to help preserve it just as nature made it. Every apple, carrot, and broccoli is packed with thousands of phytonutrients, plant nutrients that give them color, taste, smell, and the stuff your body wants. That way, you're not getting isolated parts. You're experiencing the full range of naturally occurring phytonutrients.
We realize some home maintenance jobs aren't worth the risk.
That's when we call a leaf filter to protect our gutters.
Leaf Filter's patented filter technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good, guaranteed. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com.
Combat arms position returns to the highest male standard only. Because this job is life or death. It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
So this is, I would say, the opposite, if you ask for a definition, the opposite of political correctness. You had to have people that were totally unfit to be doing what you're doing. Now, it's all based on merit.
So this was a really cool thing, right? We watched this yesterday, Trump and Hegseth declaring strength and merit back in the U.S. military. Important message after years of wokeness has done tremendous damage to military readiness and all the things that a military needs to be. It needs to be strong and tough and aggressive. And a depletion of standards means obviously serious danger, as unequipped soldiers were readied for battles that they very likely could not handle. All of this is being reversed right now. It is very important. And the left-wing Atlantic, though, and writer Tom Nichols disagrees and despised these speeches, claiming that our commander-in-chief is not okay, using that event as a reason why, writing Trump seemed quieter and more confused than usual at the event. More confused. Never talked about the last president being confused, and I'm yet to see Trump be confused, by the way, about really anything. Katie Zacharia, senior advisor for Fix California, Xaviaer DuRousseau, host of Respectfully Xavier, both join us now. Katie, I'll admit that the president's looked a little tired this week. I know he doesn't get a lot of sleep. He's not good at sleep, but he definitely wasn't confused. And what's your reaction to this Atlantic piece, which I thought was so ridiculous after what I thought was a very important event?
Rob, I read the repugnant and honestly putrid piece by Tom Nichols, and here's what I concluded. Tom Nichols is a useful idiot, as the term was coined. He is promulgating communist propaganda at the expense of American citizens, at the expense of American lives. That article completely subverts our commander-in-chief. And look, Rob, peace only comes through strength. What we witnessed with Joe Biden over 4 years, Russia, Ukraine, Gaza, Israel, the conflicts around the world, President Trump is reinstituting strength through our military and doing so with great resistance from people like Tom Nichols. And it is high time that the military come back to strength. President Trump talked about the Golden Dome. He talked about the F-47s. Tom Nichols never mentions that. He just talks, President Trump is confused. Joe Biden couldn't have given that speech with all of the meds that they've been giving him all 4 years, Rob. Yeah,
Xavier, you know, not everything needs to be tough and hardened like the military does, but the military needs to be that way. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, you talk to these guys, they've got to be ready to march into hell and come out a victor. And there's a reason why the standards are so high.
You know, I honestly, at this point, just feel like the left is constantly trying to gaslight me, because there is absolutely nothing wrong with what President Trump was up there saying. He wants the military to be strong, focused, locked in, and tough. And that's where we need to be back as a country. We had Joe Biden for so long prioritizing black lesbianism in combat rather than having people be ready for the job. And I think it's about time we start demonstrating that we are the strongest country in the world. And that has not changed, and it's not going to change under President Trump. So I'm very proud of him. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that event. It was a relief to see, honestly, because it seems like the world is getting more chaotic by the day.
And the thought that we were lessening the standards for our military is terrifying, because we've got a lot to lose in this country. We have the most to lose. I want to switch here and talk about why everybody on X is saying that you need to cancel Netflix. And it's this new show called Dead End Paranormal Park. It's an animated kids show. It portrays a trans minor. Take a look.
It's not the park. It's me. I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's like a whole new place. I can just be Barney.
All right, so from that, Elon is saying cancel your Netflix subscription. A lot of people jumping on that as well. There's also a show called Coco Melon Lane, which is a spinoff of what is apparently a popular nursery rhyme series called Coco Melon. It features a, quote, more traditional storyline and spoken dialogue. One episode depicting a young boy wearing a dress and a tiara and dancing for his 2 gay fathers. Xavier, I'll start with you. What are they doing at Netflix?
You know, I'll never understand this fixation that they have with trying to make kids be fascinated with transgenderism. If you are constantly talking about how oppressive of a life it is to be LGBT, then why are they constantly trying to get kids to go and take that route? And then to take it as extreme, because I saw that they even have a documentary where they're glorifying transgenderism. Yeah. And to me, it's just very demonic that you want kids to idolize the thought of blocking their puberty rather than just allowing kids to be kids and seeking entertainment. Because the thing is, too, nothing about this even seems entertaining. So they're not serving anybody any purpose.
Yeah, it's just, and it's also just, you know, it's be what you want to be, but why are you shoving an agenda down our throat? It's so, you can feel it, too. Katie, go ahead.
Well, apparently Netflix and all these shows didn't get the message from Budweiser and all these other companies that went woke and went broke. And so let the free market determine what happens with Netflix. I love that Elon having a personal story with this, with his daughter.
Right.
And I love that Elon's showing and exposing what is actually happening at Netflix, because many people probably don't know or didn't know that show existed. Particularly disturbing that it is actually marketed, Rob, to 7-year-olds. And so this needs to be nipped in the bud. I say Netflix cancels the show in good faith to its consumers. However, if they decide not to, get rid of Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix has too much money. I mean, they throw $100 million around like it's nothing to anybody that's got a decent idea for a movie. And it's just amazing how much money they brought in. And as we see in this country, when you get that rich, you go crazy. And we see it time and time again when you have too much cash. Katie and Xavier, good to see you both. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Rob.
Next in news from the left, it's becoming quite clear that Michelle Obama hates her husband.
The way you're chewing makes me want to smack you upside the head.
The poverty is unimaginable. There are people who are struggling.
This is where she washes the dishes.
If you're ever going to allow your Christian faith to rise and to do something for God's chosen people, now is the time.
This is the home of Galina. She's 96 years old.
This is what she had to eat for today.
She has one pot with water and wheat.
My father was killed by the Nazis, and I was an orphan. I didn't know about God. But now, in the cold, hungry nights, I pray for food to the God I've never known. There are good people that love you.
You see the tears. Scripture says joy can come in the morning, and you can be the reason.
If you will bless these hurting children of Israel, you will receive God's blessing in return. Your urgent gift today of $25 will help Rush, a survival food box filled with life-saving essentials. If you call right now, your gift's impact will be doubled to help save lives. Call, scan, or go online now.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I don't know how much longer she could have waited for us to come.
I can't even grow my food anymore. What will happen to me? I'm doomed to starve.
Tens of thousands of elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union are living in extreme poverty, hungry, and forgotten. But through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, we can bring them hope.
It's my favorite food. May you be blessed.
You say to them, we see you and we're here to help.
If you call right now, your gift's impact will be doubled to help save lives.
Ransomware scares me.
Cyberman to the rescue. PCmatic blocks the ransomware that hijacks your computer and your data, then demands a ransom.
Hackers are terrifying.
Hackers are always spying on your computer. PCmatic's VPN stops hacking.
My computer is slow.
PCmatic makes your computer faster. PCmatic is made in America and protects homes, businesses, and governments.
Thank you, Cyberman. Go to PCmatic.com.
Every day starts with a choice. Embrace life or be held back by pain. Vid Extreme Roll-On, natural botanical CBD, relief for joint and muscle pain. Targets pain at its source. Call the number below. Use promo code for buy one, get one free, plus free shipping.
Just because we're not living doesn't mean we don't enjoy a good living room.
And Michael's Halloween decor really knocks him undead.
Anyone with brains knows that.
Brains. Her laugh is infectious. And so is her bite.
Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. Let's talk WNBA here for a second. Minnesota Lynx star Nafisa Collier claims that the WNBA commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, told her that the face of the league, Caitlin Clark, the only reason anybody's watching any of these girls play basketball, the commissioner says Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the league, despite her pitiful salary, which is around $80,000 a year. Take a listen.
I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
It's an interesting comment from the commissioner of the league. Clark did have sponsorships with Nike and Gatorade before she even got to the league, as she was very popular in college sports as well. And we should point out that it ain't Angel Reese is the reason why the WNBA is being talked about right now. It's all because of Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark is a far, far superior athlete to Angel Reese. The Sports Business Journal reporting the commissioner is likely to exit after the current negotiations with the WNBA at the end of this month. I'd say that probably is a good decision for her to make. Time for you to get out. Next up, Somalia First Congresswoman Ilhan Omar just wants to step in it every single day, it seems. Take a look.
The idea that this is a white nation that needs to be preserved is a fascinatingly disgusting view, because this country is one for the many.
Hates white people so much she can't stand it. It must, to her core, be so insulting that she had to be rescued and saved by a white Western nation with how much she just loathes white people. Imagine if you were saved by Somalia somehow, and you went into that country and somehow got elected to office and started talking about how much you can't stand all the Somalian people and how you want to bring all the white people over here to take over the country. How popular would you be in Somalia? How long could you talk like that, you wonder? And finally, former First Lady Michelle Obama, it is quite obvious at this point, and we've been looking at this for a while now, Michelle Obama clearly hates Barack.
And we've noticed how much of our time we've spent talking about them, right?
Yeah.
So now that we're empty nesters, it's like, well, what are we going to talk about? Because how many times somebody asks, what are you thinking about? And you're like, well, let me make up a thing, because I don't want to actually tell you what I was thinking about.
Happened right now.
Which was like, the way you're chewing makes me want to smack you upside the head.
We've all been in toxic relationships, I assume. If your partner hates the way you chew your food, your partner hates you. That's a really, really, really ugly comment. There's a lot to dig into there. I'm sure she has a therapist. They certainly can afford one. That's not a good sign for the Obamas. There have been a lot of bad signs lately. All right, after the break, Barron Trump is a stud.
Closed captioning brought to you by MagnaLife Knee Pain Relief for pain, stiffness, and inflammation of the knees.
The pain in your knees is real. Here's what real customers have to say about MagnaLife Knee Pain Relief Gel. It has worked wonders. I love it.
Available at your local retailer.
My employees and I want to thank all of you at Newsmax for your continued support of MyPillow.
It's because of you and the grace of God that we're making it through. And to thank you, we're bringing you the best offers ever. Get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, now only $29.88. Our My Towels are finally back in stock. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. Towels that actually work. What a concept. And for the first time and the only time ever, you're going to get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code when you order today. Inventory for these offers are extremely limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
A return to greatness with you at Trump Tower. Patriot Gold Group is the only gold company with this access.
It's about relationships and loyalty, conservative values and commitment.
Patriots protecting patriots since 2016. Over $1 billion in transactions and home of the no fee for life IRA.
Hey, I'm not just a spokesman, I'm a client since the very beginning.
Give Patriot Gold Group a call at 1-800-778-4156.
Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold and silver dealer nationwide. The only firm nationwide where you, the client, work directly with an owner. Home of the no fee for life IRA. See how easy it is to protect your IRA with physical gold and silver.
Call now, 1-800-778-4156.
Kevin Sorbo here, and I have an important message to share. The government needs more money, your money. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Don't let the IRS target you. Call the professionals at Tax Network USA. Their tax lawyers and enrolled agents are experts in powerful programs that may even help you eliminate your tax debt.
Call for a free consultation or visit tnusa.com.
I'm Elmer Heinrich, at 91 years of age with my wife Shirley, who is 82. Now, both of us are still cutting a wide swath in life, all because of Immuno 150. Now, neither of us have any kind of sickness, and we're as flexible as we were 30 years ago, and we still do the physical things we did 30 years ago. Now, we are asking you to use Immuno 150 like we do. Give it a chance for at least 90 days so that you can see what 70 plant minerals and 80 additional nutrients can do for you. You won't believe it. Immuno 150 is an awesome nutritional supplement. There's nothing like it.
Yes, it really is incredible.
Yeah, try it. You will be surprised. Order online or call the number listed on the screen, but don't place your order until after you've watched the 2 videos on our website. Thank you from both of us, and God bless.
Finally tonight, it looks like the president's youngest son is going to be a playboy just like he was. Sources telling Page 6, 19-year-old Barron Trump had shut down an entire floor of Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue because he had a date. So he shut down a floor of the building. Now, they say it was for security reasons. The floor had to be blocked off. Let's bring Infinity here to talk about this. Is there a more bold move than saying, "Hey, honey, I gotta shut the floor down so we have security here"? The kid's 6'7". He's going to school at NYU, and they say he's very popular with the ladies, which I can't imagine why he would be. He's only the president's son, and he's 6'7". Right?
Yes, and he's a good-looking guy, and he's bright. And I want to know how the date went.
I want to know who the date was with.
Yeah,
I'm trying. There's no pictures of the young lady that he took on the date, but. He's doing well. He's, his dad did some damage in this city.
I mean, I think I've had like a room in the back, maybe, where they close the curtain. But I haven't been able to shut down a whole floor at Trump Tower yet, Rob. Yet. Might still happen. Good to see you, Rob. Thanks.